Hey guys, so while replaying the game, there was a part that did not show when I originally played it. So that's what I'm gonna show now. This, I don't really know what triggered this part, but like there's a scene that didn't show. So yeah, you can see that.
Tells me to sit and join her. Please stay a while. Can't shake the feeling that I'm hanging by a thread. It seems to me she's trapped my soul inside her web. She hands to me a tray of biscuits, tea and bread. I can't put my finger on it. Can't put my finger on it.
We're back! Hold up. I mean something. But we're back! Playing Danganronpa! It's been quite some time since I last played it, and hey, guess what? There is amazing news that Danganronpa came to Xbox. So it's now on Xbox, so that's where I'm playing it. With that out of the way, cat. It's really like cool. I had to play through the whole entire game basically. Well, not the entire game because I'm not done with the game. But I had to play through the game until I reached the part where I left off. And yeah, we are here on Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc on Xbox. Yeah, I don't know when the other two games are coming, but I also found out that Killing Harmony came out on mobile now, so yeah. I don't know when the other two games are coming out on here. I have to say is I have Chapter 1 End and Chapter 1 Pre-Trial, Chapter 2 Pre-Trial, Chapter 2 End, Chapter 3 Pre-Trial, Chapter 3 End, and then we're on Chapter 4. We left off right here. We left off here, where Toko is attacking Hina. I accidentally skipped past some of the dialogue here, but whatever. Let's see. Is it voice? This one, this part. Okay.
You gotta be kidding.
Okay. Prepare my voice. Okay. No! She's not dead! Open your eyes! No way she's dead! Why? What's happening? What's happened? Hold on. I gotta lower the volume real quick. This should work. Well, Toko and Hina, just all of a sudden, they were yelling, and then they knocked the pepper off the table. And that led to a sneeze. Her giant balloons are a little too perfect, aren't they? I might be flat, but at least mine are real. Look at my sharply collarbone. Doesn't it just totally set you on fire? Anyway, you totally non-adorable boys, just let her out of my sight, okay? or just get her out of my sight. I'll start cutting and cutting and cutting and indulging myself to who knows how long. For who knows how long. Okay then, let's get Hina to the nurse's office. Come on, Hero, help me. Sure thing. Okay, yeah. Jill is crazy. Genocide Jack's abrasive laugh chased us out of the room as we carried Hina away. Cat, stop scratching things. We're in the nurse's office now. By the time I finished taking care of Hina's injuries in the nurse's office, she seemed to have finally regained her composure. Thank you. Are you sure you're feeling better? Yeah, it really was just a scratch. But still, that was super close. If I hadn't yelled out, you'd be dead right now. It's all thanks to me, you know? Yes, well, 1,000 thanks to you, sir. So sarcastic. That just makes you sound even more hostile. Okay. But man, I couldn't believe it. I was positive I was about to see someone's life come to an end. If I ever saw something like that, I'd never be able to sleep again, which would suck. I love sleep. Yeah, never mind the person who actually died, right? Hey, Hina? What the heck happened? Oh, we just got into a fight, and I lost my temper and flew off the handle. Let me guess, the fight was because of Sakura. At first, I tried to ignore it. If you let jerk bubbles get you all the time, you'll never have time left to live your life. But she wouldn't let it go, so and now on the Xbox, I won't be falling asleep. I lay down on my bed when I play Danganronpa. I lay down on my bed because sitting down is such a pain, and I have my phone like this. I don't want to do that. So I lay down on my bed, and like sometimes I actually fall asleep while recording. I fall asleep while recording sometimes, and yeah. But she wouldn't let it go, so without thinking about it, I felt like I wanted to punch her like 12 times. 12 punches isn't really without thinking. And when things got out of hand, Genocide Jack got let loose, right? It's my own fault, but I just couldn't take it anymore because she was saying all these terrible things about my friend, you know? Before I knew it, Hina's eyes started welling up with tears. And just as the tears were on the brink of spilling over, the door to the nurse's office burst open. I thought the door was gonna fly off its hinges. And there she stood before us. Hina! Sakura? You're hurt. What happened? Oh, nothing. It's not a big deal. Makoto! Hero! What's the meaning of this? It wasn't me. It was Genocide Jill. It's all that a dementing murderous fiend's fault. To hurt Hina. Damn you! To leave me alone, but hurt her? What is this? What is this? Yeah. I'm okay, really. It's just a scratch. Unforgivable. I can't forgive them. Yeah. Hero, if you want to hate someone, hate me. If you want to hurt someone, hurt me. I don't hate you exactly. Why? Somebody save me! Hero nearly tripped over himself as he ran screaming out of the nurse's office. But just a second later, What's going on?
Hey.
What's all this noise about? Kyoko stood in the doorway of the nurse's office, taking Hiro's spot in the room. I gather that something happened. Kyoko, please, you have to stop Sakura. You don't need to stop me. I'm okay. I'm not going to do anything. I'm drawing a line right here and now. Drawing a line? Goodbye. Wait, Sakura! Hina sprang into action, leaving the nurse's office to chase after Sakura. The only ones left were... Hey, Kyoko, what are you up to? Kyoko? Are you still mad? Yeah, I figured. It's fine.
That's fine.
Huh? About that issue we discussed earlier. It doesn't matter anymore. Then, do you forgive me for not being able to talk about it? You could have told me about Sakura and Monokuma fighting, but you stayed quiet. You were only thinking of Sakura, and that's why you didn't tell me, right? You didn't want to confuse everyone until you could talk to her and be sure of what... You didn't want to confuse everyone until you could talk to her and be sure of what you saw. That's what you were thinking, and that's why you didn't tell me, right? Yeah. To think like that. I wouldn't have expected such arrogance from you. What? Because ultimately, that means you don't trust me. No, that's not it! But if that's how you feel, I can't really change your mind. I'm sorry. It's fine. I've already forgotten about it. Besides, I may have overreacted. Huh? Anyway, it's over and done with. Like I said, let's just forget about it. Okay, thank you. There's no point in going somewhere else right now. That issue we discussed doesn't matter anymore. I want to talk to you about something else. Something else? What is it you wanted to talk about? What is it you wanted to talk to me about? Actually, I'd like you to come somewhere with me. I have business there. Where?
So...
Just come with me and you'll find out. I guess, but... Well then, shall we get going? With her typical indifference, Kyoko turned and walked away, setting a brisk pace. Ah, Kyoko! I hurried to catch up to her. She walked away. She walked ahead in silence. And in silence, I chased her. And eventually, we arrived. Okay, have I looked at the... I don't know have I seen the new floor yet? I don't remember. Did I go exploring the new floor? After Celeste died, a new floor opened up. Did I look at it? Let me think. Yeah, I think I have. Yeah. No, I have. Have I? No? No, I haven't. I don't know. I don't remember that. The dressing room? So the something else you mentioned.
Indeed.
That's right. It has to do with alter ego. But you said we didn't need alter ego anymore. I didn't say we didn't need him. I just said he had done his job. Besides, it's not us that needs alter ego. He has business with us. Huh? Alter ego asked me to bring others to come see him. Apparently, he has something he wants to ask us. Alter ego wants to ask us something? Hold up. Oh man, my hands are gonna be covered in chocolate.
Correct.
Hello? Oh, it's just the two of you, Kyoko and Makoto. Kyoko's Kyoko's fingers glided across the keyboard. Is 2 not enough? No, it's okay. You should be plenty. But what is it he wants to ask us? Let's find out, shall we? Kyoko typed in the question. What did you want to ask us? Oh yeah, so I'd like you to take me somewhere where you can connect me to the school network. What? Kyoko and I quickly glanced at each other. She replied, why? Well, you said my job was done, right? But to just stop here, saying I finished my work? I don't want that. I want to keep being helpful to everyone. I want to work as hard as everyone else so that we can all get out of here together, or out of here.
That's right.
That's what Master would want too. So to help everyone else, to solve the mystery of the school, the only way I can help is if you connect me to the school's network. But if you did that, that's basically suicide. I'm positive the mastermind would find out about it. They'd find you and You agree, right, Kyoko? I realize how dangerous it could be. But still, I have to do this. I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You might think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. So, it's okay. If it's for the sake of everyone else, I won't be afraid. I couldn't help but get lost in that voice. It was just too committed, too admirable, too fragile. You remember what you asked before, Makoto? You asked what the difference is between a person and a program, right? Yeah? When I talk to alter ego, I don't know. I have no idea how to answer that question. I think maybe that's an answer. I think maybe that's a question even the program's creator can't answer. But I can say this. There's no question that alter ego is our friend. Kyoko? To be honest, I didn't want alter ego to push himself anymore, because if we take any more risks, the mastermind really will notice it. But let's do it, Makoto. Let's connect alter ego to the network. But he's our friend, so I want to take his feelings into consideration. And he says he wants to fight alongside his friends.
No.
If you were in his place, could you just sit by and do nothing in this situation? If you saw everyone else fighting and doing their best, could you just look the other way? Or would you stand up? Stand up tall next to everyone else and tell them you're their friend. Hey, are you guys fighting? If it's about me, please don't. I want to believe in myself. I want to be able to say, I know I can do this. So please, let me try. And besides, there's one place where the mastermind might not notice. One place? Remember, there's another place besides here where there's no surveillance cameras. A room without a surveillance camera, the secret room. That's it! The secret room! You told me about it. You told me about. I definitely remember there was no surveillance cameras in there.
Indeed.
And I do believe you can connect to the network from there. I remember seeing an Ethernet port on the wall. But you need an Ethernet cable. However, just because there's no camera, there doesn't mean there's no danger. There's no way to be sure the mastermind isn't monitoring the network somehow. We'll also have to move alter ego and the mastermind may spot us going into the secret room. If they pick up on any of this, then it's all over. You're right. But despite all that,
have to do.
I still think we need to try. Because this is our best chance of finding any new clues. Kyoko? In that case, will you let me carry him? There's no way you could hide him with what you're wearing, right? So let me do it. Okay
It's
then.
true.
I'll leave it to you. Thank you.
So
Then
then,
let's get started. It's gonna be a little cramped for you, alter ego. Bear with us, okay? We started packing him up right away. I closed the laptop and stuffed it underneath my jacket. It tickles. How? Shh! You can't talk right now. We're going to move you to another room. Until we get there, you have to be absolutely silent, okay? Understood. Your command has been implemented. Good. To have him react like a machine like that, all of a sudden, I don't know how to react.
Makoto.
In the secret room, there's a bunch of different cables in one of the desk drawers. So there might be a network cable in there. Assuming the mastermind
However-
hasn't taken it already. Well, all we can do is go and check for ourselves. Agreed.
It's true.
Let's head to the secret room. Okay, go and figure out. Oh, y'all see her?
Hey,
Hey, Makoto.
why?
Are you sure all the documents are gone? I refuse to believe you. Go and check again. What?
Listen to
Just
me.
hurry up and go. And to make sure you don't run off, I'm gonna wait right here. Oh, I get it. She's acting. So, she was so forceful, I thought I'd made her mad again, somehow.
Just a second.
Why are you just standing there? Hurry up and go! Okay. I'm going.
So then,
And be thorough. I'm counting on you. Okay, we're going back here. Okay, first we have to find a network cable. According to Kyoko, there should be a bunch of cables in this drawer. Found it! This is a network cable, right? Now we just have to connect the alter ego. I immediately got to work. I pulled out the laptop and connected it to the Ethernet port with the cable. Damn, that's a lot of cables. Why are the cables so thick also? And that should do it.
That's right.
Yeah, I think it worked.
Leave it to me.
Just leave the rest to me. I swear I'll find something. I might even be able to connect to the outside world if I can. I'll see if I can call for help. So please, just wait a little longer. Just wait a little while longer.
I'm
Just
gonna
hold
do
tight
my
and
best.
put your faith in me. As I was about to leave, I decided to leave him with one last thing. No matter what, we're gonna get out of here. You and all the rest of us as friends.
Huh?
Friends? Even me?
Thank you.
Thank you, Makoto. Okay. How'd it go? Well, it went okay, but all the documents were gone, just like I told you. My reply was an unintentional mix of acting and real feelings.
correct.
I see. Then there's nothing left for us here.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Hey, yo. Before I knew it, Kyoko was walking away. She wasn't acting anymore. That much was for sure. Ah, Kyoko!
What?
Yes. So we're just gonna split up?
Why is that?
Of course, I have no reason to stay with you, at this point. Well, maybe, but isn't that a little too direct?
Whew.
Should I hesitate and fumble for something to say? You're so high maintenance. That's not what I meant. I just had more I wanted to talk to you about. Like, what are you going to do about Sakura?
It's true.
Well, something has to be done. It's true.
However,
But the way things are right now, there's no way to persuade anyone. They don't have a mind to listen. Then what should we do? Or what should we... if we can find some new clues, that would likely change the situation. That's all we can hope for right now. Which is why I'll go.
Correct.
All we can do is wait and believe in our friends. You're right. That's our only option. We parted ways and I headed back to my room. Okay, it's still daytime. Good. I'm kind of tired, so I laid down in bed. Maybe it was because of the stress of moving alter ego, but I was way more tired than I realized. So before long at all. Okay, well I guess we're skipping. I had completely dozed off. Something's at my door, bro. Why are you at my door? Huh? Ding dong. The sharp sound of the doorbell pierced my sleepy haze and pulled me back to the real world. Who is it?
Makoto.
Makoto, get out here. Kyoko, what's going on?
Indeed.
Hina just came to see me, and she was white as a ghost. Wait, what? It sounds like something's happened. What? As soon as I heard those words, my heart started to beat a little faster. I suddenly found myself wide awake. She said for us to come to the rec room. The rec room? Okay, let's go. Or let's hurry. We're going to the rec room, boys. Makoto, Kyoko. Hina, what's wrong? Something's not right in the rec room. What's inside? There was a window on the rec room door. I hurried to look inside, and when I did... Sakura? Is she unconscious? She's sitting up in the chair, like she's bowing her head.
Hey.
What's going on? Something happened to her? Huh? I was just walking past and I happened to notice her. Through the window. But I couldn't get the door open. I tried knocking, I tried calling her name, but she wouldn't respond. So, what should we do? What are we gonna do?
Anyway.
First of all, we need to get into that room. But the door's locked, right? If we break in, we'll be violating school regulations.
Listen to me.
We're going to force our way in. I just said
Wrong.
the door isn't locked. It's not locked because the rec room door doesn't have a lock. Huh? Then why?
It would seem...
It feels like the door is pressed up against something inside the room. Is it the chair? Or is it the chair? Chair?
In other words...
Either way, this door isn't locked, which means, as far as I can tell, the rule doesn't apply. Then, there's no problem if we break in.
Indeed.
Let's smash the window. That should be the fastest way. Okay, I'll go get something to break it with. Wait right here. Inside the rec room, Sakura still hadn't moved an inch. She's just unconscious, right? Damn, no. Is she okay? I mean, it's Sakura, so I'm sure. Kyoko didn't reply. There was only silence. That silence didn't last long. Here! I found a broom. In the classroom. Use it.
Makoto.
You can handle this, right, Makoto? Come on, please hurry! Okay, you two stand back. I took hold of the broom and swung as hard as I could, aiming directly at the window. All it took was one solid hit. The window shattered into 100 pieces, scattering across the rec room floor. I stuck my hand through the now open window and started jostling the chair, leaning against the door. The chair is pretty heavy, but if I could just... I pushed on it with all my strength, and finally the knob turned. Sakura! I ran up to her as fast as I could, but the moment I laid my hand on her. I could have fit all this inside of last video. I didn't though. Ow. Ah. All I felt was cold death. I could feel only the last lingering warmth of a living body. Life had abandoned Sakura's body. And then... But if she was dead before we came in,
had been discovered.
why didn't the body announcement play? We saw her through the window. 3 people was looking right at her through the window. Maybe it's because they didn't know she was dead yet, but she was technically dead. So the body announcement played. Should have played, because we saw her.
After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
So I guess I'm doing the investigation in this video as well, because it's only 29 minutes into the video.
Huh? Sakuras. Sakuras.
Yep, Sakuras. Sakuras? Dead.
Dead? She's really dead?
I heard Hina talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. I could only look on at Sakura's dead body. We didn't make it in time. It's happened again. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wonder, was she confirming that Sakura really was dead? Checking for a pulse or a reaction? I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room, and why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again. I need to examine Sakura's body. One thing good about this on Xbox is I have achievements. I can fully complete this game by getting all the achievements. There is 38 achievements and I already have 11 of them. I just stood there, motionless, behind her, while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there, unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after, I don't know how long. Hi, got everyone. What? Ogre!
Yes, yes.
Oh, so she's dead, huh? Sakura's been killed. I see. As soon as they arrived,
Just a
Kyoko
second.
began. You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means.
Interesting.
Sakura was murdered, and by someone in this very room. Is that what you're going to say? No. Whoever killed her, it's not just someone in this room.
Your fault.
It was one of you! Hiro, Byakuya, Toko. One of you killed Sakura! What?
What?
You're accusing us before we've even began the investigation. I don't need to investigate anything. Because you hated her. You hated the sight of her. One of you did it. I know it. You know it? Jeez! I didn't know your power level would increase by that much just by getting mad. What the heck? What are you doing here?
On.
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to hand out my little murderous flyer. Or murder flyer.
Monokuma file.
That's right, it's the Monokuma file. And don't get so mad, Miss Asahina, or you're gonna ruin that little face of yours. Now then, with that, Hold on. There's something I want to ask you. Huh? It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura. Huh? Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again.
In other words,
Then I killed her. Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. The whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to a most regrettable end without even getting the chance to finish things with me. Which, thank God for that. It saved me the trouble of having to go through with our little fight. Because even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that. I gotta tell ya, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she'd violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her. So, I don't know who it was, but whoever the Blackened is this time, I owe ya one.
what is this?
You owe them one? Oopsie, before you get all pissy body at me, you better figure out who did it first. Cause I mean, your lives are all on the line, right? Boo! Boo! Monica, look away.
This
What the hell? He owes them one?
forgive you.
I hate him. I hate this whole thing. Well, I, for one, am glad it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind after all. How can you say that right now? Or how can you say that now? Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Anyway,
Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can't do that, we're all dead. Then let's decide who will stand guard this time. I'll do it. Hina? I'm okay. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura. Okay then. Hero is guard number 1, but we need one more. Hina, okay. Kyoko, that's you. Me? You're always a thorn in my side. This time, just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order. An order?
that's fine.
Fine, I'll stand by. Then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we? Hold on! Before that, there's something I want to say. Which is... Hiro Byakuya Toko, none of you are allowed to step foot in the crime scene. What?
Your fault.
One of you killed Sakura!
Forgive you.
I won't let someone like that come anywhere near her. Don't be stupid. Our lives are in just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate. I don't care what you say. I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here. Well, it appears further discussion would be a waste of time. How about a compromise?
It's all clear now.
I will ask you to let all of us in. Just let me. What? You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway. Nope! Don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master. Anyway. And you, Hero, do really object? If you're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should
It's
I
all
care?
clear now.
Then it's
What are
decided.
you saying?
Nothing's decided.
Calm down.
I know how you feel, Hina, but you should agree to his request. But we have to find out who killed
Correct.
Sakura for those of us still alive and to honor Sakura's memory. Fine, I guess that's okay. But no matter what, Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her! Naturally, who would want to touch a filthy dead body?
Listen.
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on the investigation from here on out. Everyone, keep this in mind. If we can't uncover Sakura's
Listen to
killer,
me.
all of us face execution. Finding out who killed Sakura. It's not a matter of hope. We can do it. Hoping we can do it. If we want to survive, we have to do it. It's a kind of hopeless hope. We have no choice but to just do it. Just do it! Okay, investigation time. I'd better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There is evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. Monokuma file number 4 has
Hey.
been added. Okay, I think the case this time might be a challenge. Why is that?
So,
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. And that door had been jammed shut with the chair from inside the rec room. Which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after burying the door. So if the door was blocked from the other side, and there was no way in or out till we broke the window, there's like zero escape, right?
in
In
other
other
words,
words, this is a classic locked room murder. Locked room? I guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery movies or books or whatever. But could it really happen in real life and right before our very eyes like this?
hey,
Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't mind.
that's
When
fine.
you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer committed his crime, then through some special method sealed the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or simple mechanism. There are numbers for okay. So for that, all we'd have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right?
Correct.
The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed. Oh,
In other
basically
words,
the killer used a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, something like that. But
however,
in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school. And the door doesn't have any gaps that would allow it. Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off the list.
it's
The
true.
third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened. What do you mean by that?
In other words,
They stay hidden, and when the doors open, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend that they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. That sounds like it could have been possible, maybe?
it's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked room.
In other words,
By that, I mean there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality, it's generally not possible. Then you think we can cross that one off too?
indeed.
I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. So there are 4 possibilities. Then Kyoko, which of these 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. Right now, I can't really say. Let's see. It's number 3. the way the killer set up the way the killer set up the locked room. Until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else. Okay. Okay. This looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
That's... Do you recognize that, Hina? Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave her that candy? So you gave that candy to Sakura? I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like him. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. Really like that. You really like them that much. But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now they've lost all their flavor. Yeah? Okay, polka dot candy wrappers. Sakura drew her last breath, sitting slumped forward in this chair. And there's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that's what killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Okay. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood. Not a chance. But Byakuya? However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting, don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? This must have originally been a bottle. Huh? There's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle, there are some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is, how'd they get those figures inside the bottle?
So...
It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Huh? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside? You've never seen that? Oh, yeah, maybe I have.
In other
So
words...
this is the Monokuma version of that, a Monokuma bottle, if you will. Okay. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things, little by little. The Monokuma bottle is standing on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was a weapon. That same shelf full of magazines. They're all, there's all different kinds of magazines here. There's a bloodstain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why would it, why is it so far away from where she died? Magazine shelf. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance of the room.
So...
It looks like a protein drink. It's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of elements.
Wrong.
I wouldn't take that too hard if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can, it's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem lab had all kind of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the Chem lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. Huh? What is?
Hey,
You see this? You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
correct.
But they aren't just scattered around. And around the can, they're also underneath it. Why does that matter?
So...
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue, I'm not sure I see how. This. Huh? The locker's open and there's, and there on the inside, the handprint.
Why?
What's the handprint doing here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and it had left a handprint in all the dust. You could just get everyone's hand and put them on the handprint. Do that. And then you can know whose hand it was.
It's true.
And it looks quite fresh too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was open, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not possible. Huh? Why not?
Hey,
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that.
indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then what does the handprint mean? Somebody was hiding in there. They just weren't hiding there, for the... The door doesn't have a lock. Tamper lid. The only notable change in the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke that to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Okay, I can't leave yet.
However,
Well, for Sakura to have been killed? Yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
it's true.
And she certainly didn't. I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly. They would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her.
What the heck?
We already know who did it. Byakuya, Toga, or Hiro. If it had to be one of them, They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her, you know where, right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon? Monokuma Falls said she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself. I tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her by force even, this never would have happened. You know. It's impossible not to have regrets, you know. I know. Okay. Hold up. But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying. It might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly.
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? She found out. Interesting. Then it's true. I did receive a note to that effect. Yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Byaku says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fate.
Come
Or as
on.
fact. If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks. I've examined everything. What am I missing? Oh, so I had to add the chair. Okay. Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so for the most part.
So then,
Then you should probably go talk with people. Now, I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
listen to me.
Which is why I decided you'll go in my place. She's decided? She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right. I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Okay. Those other 2 probably went back to their rooms. Kyoko first because her room is closer. That's Mondo. I pressed the doorbell. Ding dong. And after a few seconds,
Who's there?
she's speaking. Most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
Well, what do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
What do you want? You said you wanted to talk to me about something? I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had died to me. What?
Well,
I don't know what you're talking about. Byakuya already told me she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to see with Master too? I just said two, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So, can you tell me about it? I admit, I did get the note, but I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise. Yeah, no, she definitely would. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Damn. Leon Yasu. Oh, Jesus. Oh man, I just started choking. And after a few seconds,
You know?
what's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you. How did you know about that? Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that? Oh, well, when she asked me to meet with her, of course. But she did it, but didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note. She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like, in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura. No way! I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, I definitely suspicious. The last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt and took her to the nurse's office. I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Oh, do I still have it? Let's see. Hiro was feeling around in his pockets. Sorry, it looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Huh? Quickly as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket. Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash. Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that was just trash, but there's no way that that's all there was to it. Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again. Well, on top of that, maybe I should go to protein yet. So where should I start? I'm going to the third floor. Oh, I can't teleport. Okay. And I don't have to worry about my phone dying and losing progress. Because that happened that happens sometimes whenever I record Danganronpa. And sometimes I think the game crashes. Crashed. Well, I don't think it's crashed on my phone. I know when I was originally playing it, it crashed a lot. Like, playing it on my old phone, the first 2 Danganronpa videos, the shortest Danganronpa videos I've made, they crashed. A lot. Yeah, I gotta redesign my entire Danganronpa map. There's so much pillars everywhere, and the floor is like weird on every floor. Like everything's weird on every floor. I just made it all basic. I need to add more details and other stuff. Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you mean is to say it was, yes sir, I understand. Is this P on the floor? That looks like P. This is my first time seeing this shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. Looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more importantly right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of this shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? It looks like the bottle had a label on it. Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning, checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this. Then this powder must have been spilled.
So in other words...
That's right. It only could have been around the time of the incident. If that really is when it happened, it must be related to the case somehow. Source of the powder had been added to the treat bullets. Okay. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. Okay. These are footprints, and they're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
What?
Well, let's go. Chop chop. Okay. So I got to work, and before long, I drew up a sketch of the room. So, how's this then? How's this? Not bad for you. I mean, for me.
I see.
So, when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then that's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints must be.
It's
Makoto,
certainly
are they
possible.
yours? No. Okay.
What?
Now let me see your shoe. I'll confirm their size for myself. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said. I see, your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admire these are not your footprints. I admit it. Unfortunately. But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. Then these are prints. Then these prints are a really valuable clue. I should probably take a good hard look at the powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor in front of the shelf. There are also remains of a broken bottle, Chem C4. Also, it looks like someone left some footprints on the powder. Based on the position, left side of the shelf. Yep. According to Byakuya, the powder would have to have been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. Okay, let's see what's on this shelf. There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter A and the number. So I guess I couldn't, yeah. Huh? But wait! There's one bottle here with, that's labeled Chem C9. Could someone have put it on here, put it here on accident? So on this shelf is, it looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. They're reagents. Put simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such an ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. Isn't that kind of harsh?
What?
What do you think? Studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world.
That's fine.
The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter right now. I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled B. Yeah, until I ordinary, The shelf one, look, dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons and other powerful, all the containers on the shelf are labeled C. So I guess I consider this part of the shelf unit section sheet. I should try to find out more about the shelf unit. It looks like it's split into 3 sections. Sarko myself got in the protein powder from section A. What concerns me is that in section A, there was a bottle with a label from section C. What was a bottle of poison from section C doing in section A? There's definitely something going on there. I've already taken a good look at the chem lab. Look around the rec room again. Well, going to the rec room now. I think the next floor is the last one. On floor 5. And there's windows all right there. I don't know what those windows lead to though. Because there's no windows in the rec room. Unless they're covered up by that, but I don't know. So Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko, what Kyoko and Hiro had told me.
I
see. So, along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient, someone must be lying. Someone's lying?
Anyway,
Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These 3 things have relevant and unique clues. You do well to look them over one more time. Okay. I think Kyoko said she'd found a new clue involving Monokuma bottles. Something was it?
hey,
So did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention and you're sure to find it. A correlation? They're chess pieces? Hey Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is?
so...
I don't mind guiding you towards clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusion so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer? I do trust you to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree.
Hey,
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping, right? An experiment?
anyway...
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces too. Huh? Are you sure it's okay to mess with the currency like that?
That doesn't
I've already
matter.
done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya is not here, so...
So then,
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass. And that Kyoko left the room. I don't really know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I'd better just do it. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up, sorry to keep you waiting.
so then...
Is that everything ready? Then let's get to work. So what kind of experiments are we doing?
In other
I
words...
got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The pieces of glass you collected, and one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
Listen,
Was she speaking?
in other words...
Okay, so I'm speaking. Which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Which makes sense. The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same, and nothing else could really affect the weight.
So then...
Now, here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now, what might we expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and there.
So then...
Okay then, let's give it a try. Huh? The broken pieces are heavier. How's that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought. What?
In other
The
words...
result of our experiments and the correlation between each of the bottles, put it all together,
Hey,
and I believe you'll arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So, do you think it's all on you? What do you think? It's all on you. Okay. According to Coco, there's still something. Okay.
just a second.
Just staring off into space isn't going to help figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know, but
Hey,
don't you think you might need to actually examine the body?
whew.
There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely emotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perceptively used to. Although there are still some times. I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
It's true.
That's totally normal. Then how can you?
So...
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry, never mind.
Hey,
More importantly, look here. Her shoes.
correct.
You see the yellow powder on the on her. Oh, okay. Yeah, it really stands out.
I see.
The powder is clue number 1.
Hey,
Next to the wound on her head, look carefully.
it's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot. Let me just explain it.
It would seem...
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows?
Indeed.
Interesting. What did you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. I can't believe, look at her body, pull that off. This is next. Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. Huh? This magazine is upside down. Did someone put it back that way on accident?
Hey,
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This is... It says Toko. One of the pages near the center of the magazine, a word had been written in bold, bloody letters. And it said, Toko. Could this be a dying message?
correct.
Then it would appear you found it. Kyoko, is this?
So...
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. A dying message.
However,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it, for the benefit of others who might come looking. And is that says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it. Then she's the killer, right? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet. It's settled. She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. I can see why you would think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. Toko is not the killer, but one thing in the first class trial, if you all deciphered the dying message way sooner, then the class trial would have been over quickly. She wrote Leon on the wall.
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake. Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right?
No.
Please go through the red door on the first floor of the
The
school.
red door on the first floor.
See you soon.
I don't want to see you. It's already time, but the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen. Monokuma made his announcement and everyone began to meet up one another. And then, The ultimate martial artist. A locked room murder mystery.
What?
Oh, I've just recently discovered the power of emoticons. Okay. No matter how awful something is, if you toss in a smiley face, it turns positive.
Yes,
For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body. XD. This is just plain creepy.
Well,
And how about the reverse? No matter how great something is, if you put in a sad face, it makes it look super negative. For example, you have 100 friends. He's right. That does make it seem sad. Now then,
I can't wait.
please get on the elevator. I'll see you all down there. He's like, what the hell was that? I don't get it. I don't get you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone? I don't think I'm actually. I don't think I'm acting casual. I mean, I didn't murder anyone. Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer? Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Because there can be no doubt one of us is the culprit. The killer, the one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know, and yet someone killed her. And that person is here. That person is one of us. Come on, it's time to put an end to this. I made my way towards the elevator. With each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chilling fear running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. We climb into our steel prison in total silence. We watched the doors close, and felt it begin its sinister descent. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clunky sounds. It fell lower and lower, and as suddenly as always, the ride was over. Doors opened once again. Okay, the class trial looks like this then. Just 6 of you, really? That's so few. You must be so lonely. You say that like it's not your fault. We're all that's left. I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again? Or will your school life come to an end completely? Now then, are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened for the fourth time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Look at my skills, bro. I have all these skills. Look at all these skills. I don't know. I'm out of SP. Where am I? It costs 2 XP. Increases the focus gauge. Increases the focus gauge by 5. Oh, I can't put it on because I already have one. There's so much of these. Neutral liberation. Focus gauge decreases slowly. Increases damage to the opponent when a statement is destroyed. Okay. That's that. And I am going to end the video here. Dude, this video is long. I'm ending it here, and we're going to be doing the 4th class trial next time. Then after that, there's only going to be 2 more class trials after this one. We're almost done with the game. I need to try to finish the game by the end of the month. That's my goal. And either ways, guys, I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And of course, I will see you all in the next video. Peace out and bye-bye.
There's something weird about the way she speaks to